Today, we're going to put on our detective hats to crack a classic business mystery, the case of the missing profits.
So, picture this. Your restaurant is packed every single night. The reviews? Amazing. People are literally lining up outside. But then you look at your bank account, and the numbers, they just don't add up. It's a puzzle, and it's the exact one we're going to solve today.
Okay, so let's jump right into this delicious dilemma. Our story is all about a place called Sabores del Pacifico. Just imagine it, a charming family-run seafood spot right in the middle of a busy tourist district. They're known for their incredible traditional dishes. On the surface, this place looks like a massive success.
But here's the twist, and this comes straight from the owner. The restaurant is always full, but the profits are just, well, they're way lower than they should be. The owner's even thinking about expanding, but how can they do that if they don't know if the business is actually profitable? So what's really going on here?
To get to the bottom of this, we have to do what every good detective does. We gotta follow the money.
And that money trail starts with a pretty impressive number. In just the last year, Sabores del Pacific brought in $180,000 in sales. That is a lot of seafood. Now, with a number like that, you'd think the owner would be swimming in cash, right?
Well, not so fast. See, sales, that's just one piece of the puzzle. Every dollar that comes in doesn't just get to hang out in the bank account. It has to pay for the fish, the vegetables, the staff, the rent, keeping the lights on. You get the idea. So the real question is, where did all that money actually go?
And here it is. This is our financial evidence file. Now we can see the whole story. You've got the sales right at the top, and then a detailed list of every single cost. This right here is the crucial info we need to crack this case.
All right, we've got our evidence all laid out. Now it's time to put together the financial recipe and find out what's really cooking with these numbers.
Now, before we go any further, let's just make sure we're on the same page about the key idea here. Profit. It's not about how much money the business brings in. It's what's left over after every single bill has been paid. That's the real bottom line.
And you know what? Figuring it out is actually super simple. It's just a two-step process. First, we're going to add up every single cost. Then, we just take that total number and subtract it from the sales. Let's do it.
Okay, step one. Let's add up all those expenses from our evidence file. The food, the salaries, the rent, all of it. And it comes to a grand total of $162,000. Wow, that is a big chunk of the sales.
So here we are. This is the moment of truth. We've got $180,000 coming in and $162,000 going out. So what does that leave? What is the actual profit?
And there's our answer, $18,000. After a whole year of packed nights, great reviews, and hard work, the net profit is $18,000. Suddenly, the owner's concerns make a lot more sense, don't they?
And this chart is where we get our aha moment. This shows us exactly where all the money is going. Just look at that huge slice of the pie. Food and beverages are 56% of all costs. That's the smoking gun right there. More than half the money going out the door is just for ingredients.
Now, I bet some of you are thinking, wait a minute, what about that new $12,000 kitchen they bought? And that is a fantastic question. In the world of accounting, a big purchase like that isn't just a simple expense for 1 year. It's considered an investment, an asset that's going to provide value for years to come. So while Tash did go out the door, it's accounted for in a different way that doesn't hit this specific annual profit calculation.
So we found the profit, or what's left of it. Now let's move on to our final section and figure out what all this really means in our taste on the takeaway.
To really get a sense of the restaurant's health, we need one more tool. It's called the profit margin. Think of it this way. It's a percentage that tells you how many cents of profit you make for every single dollar in sales. It's a super powerful way to measure how efficient a business really is. So for Sabores del Pacifico, we take that $18,000 profit, divide it by the $180,000 in sales, and we get this number, a 10% profit margin. For every dollar a customer spends, the restaurant keeps just 10 cents. Now, is that good? Well, here's a surprise. For a full-service restaurant, the industry average is somewhere between 3 and 6%. So at 10%, this place is actually doing quite well. So let's close this case file. The restaurant has fantastic sales. The net profit of $18,000 seems low, but the business actually has a really healthy, above-average profit margin of 10%. Our main culprit, the thing eating into the profits, is absolutely those high food and beverage costs. And this brings us right back to the owner's big question, but now we see it in a whole new light. Knowing the restaurant has a healthy 10% margin, better than a lot of its competitors, does that make it the perfect time to expand? Or would it be smarter to first figure out how to lower those food costs, make an already good business even stronger before taking on the risk of expansion? That is the real $1 million, or in this case, $18,000 question.